Sometimes it looks like a friend. Sometimes it wears a smile. Sometimes it even claps when you win. But deep down, it hurts them to see you rise. And the worst part, they won't always say it. They won't call it jealousy. They'll call it honesty, or just being real, or not that serious. But your heart knows. You feel it in the way they change when you talk about something good, in the way their voice flattens when others praise you, in the jokes that sting just a little too much, and in the way they stay silent when you expect them to cheer. The truth is, not everyone around you is happy for you. Some people only like you when you're doing worse than them. Some people secretly compare their lives to yours every day, and your success doesn't inspire them, it threatens them. Your light doesn't warm them, it burns them from the inside out. And if you're not careful, you'll start shrinking, you'll start playing small, you'll stop sharing your joy because their reactions made you feel guilty for having something they don't. That's how jealousy works. It doesn't attack you directly, it shames you silently. But today, we're pulling the mask off. In this video, we're going to break down 7 quiet but powerful signs that someone is extremely jealous of you. These aren't always loud or obvious. In fact, the most jealous people are often the ones who pretend to support you the most. But if you pay attention, if you really listen, really feel, you'll see the signs were always there. This video isn't about being paranoid, it's about protecting your peace. Because the truth is, jealousy doesn't make them bad people. It makes them unhealed. But it becomes your problem the moment you ignore it. The moment you keep people close who secretly want to see you fall. So if you've ever felt something was off with someone in your life, if you've ever had to question the energy behind their smile, if you've ever felt unsupported in moments you should have been celebrated, you're not crazy, you're not overthinking, you're just finally seeing clearly. Let's talk about it. 1. They downplay your achievements. They downplay your achievements. Not because what you did wasn't great, but because your success makes them uncomfortable. It challenges something inside them, something they haven't faced, or something they wish they had. Instead of celebrating you, they minimize it. They find a way to make it sound smaller than it is, less impressive than it deserves to be. You might tell them about a promotion, and they'll respond with, "Oh, must be nice to know people in the right places." Or you share a milestone you worked hard for, and they casually say, "Well, these days, anyone can do that." At first, it might feel subtle, like they're just joking or trying to keep things humble. But over time, it becomes clear they don't want to see you shine too brightly. Your progress unsettles them. It reminds them of their own stagnation. And so, instead of supporting you, they poke holes in your happiness. They'll say things like, "It's not that big a deal," or "Let's see how long that lasts." It's their way of pulling you back down to a level they feel comfortable with. Because if you rise too far, it exposes how far they haven't gone. What hurts the most is that sometimes this behavior comes from people close to you. Friends, family, colleagues. People you thought would clap the loudest are the ones who stay silent, or worse, sarcastic. You might start questioning your own worth, thinking maybe they're right, maybe you didn't do anything special. But that's what jealousy does. It distorts truth. It disguises envy as advice, or concern, or harmless teasing. But deep down, you know. You know the hours you put in, the sacrifices you made, the battles you fought silently to get where you are. And their inability to celebrate you doesn't make your win any smaller. It only reveals the size of their insecurity. Someone who truly cares for you will cheer, loudly and freely. Someone who's jealous will make you feel like your moment doesn't matter. But don't shrink to make them comfortable. Don't soften your shine just to protect their ego. Your success isn't accidental, it's earned, and it deserves to be honored, not hidden. Because the way someone reacts to your growth says everything about how they really feel. And if they can't clap when you win, they were never truly standing beside you to begin with. 2. They copy you but act like it's their idea. They copy you but act like it's their idea. It's subtle at first. You change your hairstyle, start a new routine, wear something different, or share a new idea, and suddenly they're doing the same. But instead of giving credit or even casually acknowledging that you inspired them, they pretend it came from them all along. It's not admiration, it's not flattery. It's quiet competition masked as coincidence. They observe you closely, what you say, how you move, how you style your words or your life, and then they replicate it. But when others notice the similarity or compliment them for doing the same thing you did first, they don't correct them. They take the credit. They might even exaggerate it. They don't say, "I saw her do it and thought it was cool." Instead, they say, "I've been doing this for a while now," or "I came up with it last week." They erase your influence completely, as if it never existed. What makes it worse is that their copying is often disguised as just having similar tastes or thinking alike. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels intentional, repeated, patterned, and inside, it can feel like theft. Not of your things, but of your originality, your voice, your style, your essence. They don't just want to be like you, they want to be you. And more than that, they want the recognition that you deserve. This kind of behavior is rooted in jealousy, even if they'd never admit it. Deep down, they see something in you they wish they had. Maybe it's your confidence, your creativity, your attention, your presence. And instead of finding their own light, they try to steal pieces of yours and wear them like they've always belonged. The worst part, when you confront them, they'll deny it. They'll call you dramatic or paranoid. It's just a coincidence, they'll say. You don't own this idea. And technically, they're right. But emotionally, you feel the weight of being watched, studied, and mirrored without being acknowledged. And that's the real wound. Not that they copied you, but that they couldn't respect or honor the source. They needed your ideas to elevate themselves, but not your name beside it. So, protect your energy. Recognize the difference between admiration and imitation, because people who truly admire you will credit you. They'll uplift you, but the ones who are threatened by your light will copy you, then try to stand in your spotlight like it was always theirs. 3. They celebrate others, but stay silent when it's your win. They celebrate others, but stay silent when it's your win. It's one of the clearest, yet quietest signs of jealousy. You notice it when they go out of their way to congratulate everyone else. They clap loudly for people doing well, share their posts, leave long comments, even throw parties or shout-outs for them. But when you succeed, when something finally goes right for you, they fall silent. No message, no emoji, no "I am proud of you." Just nothing. At first, you try to make excuses. Maybe they missed it. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they'll say something later. But the silence stretches. And when it keeps happening, every time you shine, it becomes too obvious to ignore. Their silence isn't an accident. It's a choice. And it's louder than words. Jealousy doesn't always come with insults or arguments. Sometimes it hides in what's not said, in the congratulations that never come, in the fake smile they force when you talk about something good, in the quick change of topic whenever your name is mentioned in a positive light. What's painful is that it often comes from people close to you, people whose support you hoped for, people you thought would be happy when you finally had your moment. But instead of joy, you get tension. Instead of encouragement, you get distance. And it stings, not just because they're silent, but because you know they've been vocal for everyone else. Their silence is not about what you did. It's about how they feel about you doing it. Your win becomes a mirror for them. It reflects their own insecurity, their own lack of progress, their own inner frustration. So rather than deal with those feelings, they punish you with silence. They withhold the one thing that's free and powerful: support. But here's the truth. Your worth isn't measured by who claps for you. You don't need validation from people who only celebrate you when they're ahead of you. Real support doesn't shrink in the face of someone else's success. It expands. So keep shining, keep growing, and don't let the silence of a few make you question the volume of your success, because the right people will never go quiet when it's your turn to rise. They'll be cheering the loudest. 4. They subtly mock you in front of others. They subtly mock you in front of others, not in a loud, aggressive way, but in those small cutting remarks wrapped in laughter. They say things that make people chuckle, but leave you feeling exposed, uncomfortable, or belittled. It's the kind of teasing that goes too far, the kind that highlights your insecurities under the disguise of a joke. And when you react even slightly, they say, "Relax, I'm just playing," or "You're too sensitive." But deep down, you know the difference between friendly teasing and targeted mockery. This isn't about fun, it's about control. It's about putting you down just enough to feel superior, especially in front of an audience. It's their way of quietly undermining you while making sure they still look charming, funny, and socially cool. They pick on things they know matter to you: your looks, your goals, your voice, your habits. And they make light of them while watching how others react. If people laugh, it feeds their ego. If you shrink a little, they feel more powerful. Jealousy doesn't always shout. Sometimes it hides in these small humiliations, these sarcastic digs disguised as just kidding. The danger is in how subtle it is. Others may not even notice what's happening. They think it's harmless fun, but inside, you start second-guessing yourself. You wonder if maybe they are just joking or if you're overthinking. But you're not. You feel the sting for a reason, because what they're doing isn't harmless. It's strategic. It's meant to make you doubt yourself while keeping their hands clean, and that's what makes it cruel. People who truly care about you don't make you the punchline. They don't entertain others at your expense. They protect you, even in the smallest social moments. Jealous people, though, they chip away at your confidence one joke at a time. So trust how it makes you feel. If you feel disrespected, you probably were. And no one who genuinely supports you will make you feel small to make themselves feel big. 5. They bring up your flaws when you're praised. They bring up your flaws when you're praised. The moment someone compliments you, whether it's about your work, your looks, your growth, or your character, they feel the need to balance it out. Not with support, but with subtle criticism disguised as truth or just being real. You might hear something like, "Yeah, she's doing well, but she's still kind of full of herself," or "He's smart, but not as consistent as people think." It's never loud, it's never direct. It's quiet, calculated, intentional. They can't stand the spotlight being on you, even for a second, so they find a way to dim it, to pull the attention away from your strength and refocus it on your imperfections. They don't outright attack you, they chip away at your image, slowly, subtly, just enough to plant doubt in others, just enough to make your moment of recognition feel a little less whole. And what makes it more painful is that it often happens when you're not even there. You might hear it later from someone else, or you might feel it in the moment, when their tone shifts after someone praises you, their smile fades, their posture tightens, their voice adds a sharp edge to your celebration, and you realize they're not happy for you. They're uncomfortable with you being seen in a positive light. This kind of behavior is rooted in insecurity. Your success, your praise, your confidence, It all threatens something inside them that they haven't resolved. So instead of looking inward, they try to level the field by bringing you down, even if just a little, even if it's just a single sentence that sticks in someone's mind. Real support doesn't come with a but. Real friends don't feel the need to shadow your light with your past mistakes or personal flaws. When someone truly loves and respects you, they let your praise stand on its own. They let you have your moment without reminding everyone of where you fall short. So when someone keeps bringing up your flaws only when you're being lifted, don't ignore it. That's not honesty. It's jealousy wearing a mask. 6. They act supportive, but their energy feels off. They act supportive, but their energy feels off. They say the right words. They smile. They congratulate you. But something doesn't sit right. Their tone is flat. Their eyes don't light up. Their body language feels distant. You hear them saying, "I'm happy for you," but you feel something else, something colder, heavier, unspoken. It's a strange kind of tension. On the surface, everything looks fine. They're not openly negative. They don't criticize you. In fact, they might even share your win on social media, drop a casual proud of you, or clap when others are watching. But underneath all that, you sense that it's not coming from a genuine place. It feels like they're going through the motions, like their words are just armor for a truth they don't want to admit, even to themselves. You might notice they quickly change the subject after congratulating you, or that they don't ask follow-up questions, or that their praise is delivered with a tight smile and a tone that feels hollow. It's subtle, but it lingers. You leave the interaction feeling confused, like something important was missing. Emotion, connection, warmth. That's the thing about energy. You can't fake it for long. Words can be chosen carefully, but energy always tells the truth. When someone is truly happy for you, you feel it in their excitement, in their eyes, in how present they are in your joy. When they're not, no matter how kind their words are, you feel that too. A kind of emotional disconnect, a quiet resentment hidden behind politeness. Jealousy isn't always loud. Sometimes it's hidden under a mask of support, and it's not your job to expose it, but it is your job to trust your gut. If their support feels forced, it probably is. And no matter how well someone plays the role of a cheerleader, real love doesn't just sound supportive, it feels like it too. 7. They compete with you over everything, even when there's no reason. They compete with you over everything, even when there's no reason. You might share something exciting, something personal, or even something simple, and somehow it turns into a silent competition. You say you've started working out, and suddenly they're training twice as hard. You mention a small achievement, and they immediately respond with one of theirs, bigger, louder, framed to overshadow yours. It's not a conversation, it's a scoreboard. The strangest part? You're not even trying to compete. You're just sharing your life, your moments, your growth. But to them, it's a challenge. Your progress triggers something in them that whispers, "You're falling behind." And instead of dealing with that feeling honestly, they turn everything into a race. Who's happier? Who's more successful? Who's more liked, more admired, more ahead in life? It can be exhausting. You might begin to feel like you can't open up around them. Like every time you share something good, it will be met with comparison, not celebration. If you travel, they travel more. If you buy something new, they one-up it. If you're praised, they casually bring up how someone complimented them too. And worst of all, if you're struggling, they might secretly take comfort in it. Because for a moment, they feel like they're winning. This kind of constant competition is a sign of deep insecurity and quiet jealousy. It's not about you. It's about how your presence makes them feel about themselves. Instead of being inspired by your growth, they feel threatened by it. And rather than admit that, they choose to compete, even if no one asked them to. Real friends don't keep score. Real love doesn't race ahead. It walks beside you. So when someone turns every moment into a contest, it's not because you're doing too much. It's because your light is shining on the parts of them they haven't healed. And that's not your burden to carry.